And I have been literally trying to, feed it to him to see if he would even try it, and nope. But as you guys know, they are on a raw diet, so let's see if he would like this turkey neck. Wow. Even with the most expensive dog food, my dog does not want anything to do with it. That's amazing. Good job. Do you hear the bones cracking? And the dog food was a waste. I wouldn't let him eat it anyway, because dog food is not something you want to be feeding your dog. And since this is so dry, and my dog knows how good this tastes, not only tastes, but how good it is for them, he's a smart dog. Some dogs, they'll eat this literally just for the taste of it. The companies do it on purpose. They add all kinds of flavors to get your dogs addicted to it, but it's still so dry that dogs naturally don't like dry food. Dogs prefer moisture. They're naturally designed to eat what he's eating right now. I don't even want him to have some ouse. I don't even want him to have any of this food attached to the meat, because clearly he does not want it. It's okay, Owen. Sorry. Yeah, you can eat that. Good boy. Alright guys, if you ever wondered what the dogs would pick, now you know the answer. Raw meat all the way. Today we're going to be going over the entire raw diet that I feed my dogs. If you guys have been following me, you already know that I feed my dogs 100% raw and no dog food at all. Before we get started with this video, we're going to give you guys an update on the puppy training as well, because the video that I posted the other day, I was doing that very first training lesson, and just clips that I'm going to show you guys now are literally from the following day at day 2 of training. I just want to show you guys realistic expectations using my methods if you do it correctly. Blab. Yes.
How old are the puppies?
6 months and 4 months. They're two different ages. My dogs and puppies love children, but I teach them to be very calm and respectful when they are approached by children. So that was a great example right there. Here I am practicing on day 2 of training at the same park that I filmed my last video. If you guys want to go check it out on how I achieved this type of down stay. You see Ariana having to be redirected, and honestly it's not even out of distraction. This is because the sun is on them. It's not extremely hot, by the way, but the sun is on them, so naturally the dogs, after sitting still for a while, they're going to want to move, and that's a lot more natural than a dog that is disobeying you or trying to chase any type of distraction. So just wanted to let you guys know that, because you saw from the last video, she actually has 3 days of practicing compared to the other 2 girls, which this is their second time. So if you see, that was Bianca, and in the last video you saw that she was a lot more interested in the ball. This time she literally only got up and I redirected her. So that's major progress from just one serious training previous to this training right here. We literally started filming right away. And then, by the way, on the very far right of the video, there's my client's puppy, who is also the same age. She's a Labrador Rottweiler mix, and she has been coming for training with me for a few weeks now, and that's her practicing the same type of training with him. I do training all over LA weekly, so if you guys live in LA and you're interested in hands-on training, you can contact me on Instagram And yeah, so I think the dogs are doing fantastic. I just wanted to give you guys like kind of like a follow up, so you have an idea of what to expect, because I swear that before the last training, in the last video that was
Yeah.
just posted a few days ago,
No, now
they
she's
did
just
not
chilling.
know how to do this. They did not know how to hold
Do you
it
want me to
down
stop
at all.
recording or keep going?
They knew down, they knew to lay down and sit and all that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I had not even done stay with them at all. So this is literally from two training sections
No,
at the
you're
dog
right, though.
park.
She
I didn't
needs a
work
lot
with
of
them at home. I
exercise. She's just
literally
one
just
of
brought
those
them to the
dogs.
park a few days ago and decided, you know, they're old enough to start getting more into serious training, which obviously this is more serious training. Just so you know, behind me and all around me, there's at least a couple of dozen different dogs running free at this park right now. A ton of people and kids, and there's balls being thrown left and right, including the one that I'm throwing for them. So there's a lot of major distractions that you guys may not even see right now, but they're there. Again, Ariana got up, and that's not out of distraction. That's literally because she is laying under the sun, and it's not again extremely hot, but naturally a dog will be like, okay, let me get as comfortable as I can, let me go in the shade, you know. So what I'm doing here is teaching her to have as much self-control as possible, but I am not forcing her to sit like where it's like, you know, a hot concrete or something. So it is a little uncomfortable, but I think it's ideal for dogs to learn to be a little more tolerant
Yeah.
of things and not super sensitive, and you know, just like anything they want, they just
Oh, I
go
totally
for
agree.
it. Like if a dog wants to go in the shade, obviously I'm not going to make them sit here for hours, but I want them to stay with me
She has
for
to
a
go to
few
the park
minutes
once
if I
a day.
am standing here, for example, or anywhere, you know, and the dog just want to move from that space. So this just teaches them to really hold a sit and down, even with a lot of distractions. And distractions are not just things moving around, but even the fact that they are under the sun and
Now
they're
they're just all
staying
staring
there.
at
The
me.
sun is basically a distraction, because again, naturally the dog is going to want to move out of that position if they are under the sun. So this was a really good practice. You guys can see a little more of the distractions that I have around me. And also, as you see, I put the dogs facing those distractions. I do not want to trick them. I want them to be able to see those distractions around us and just kind of really know exactly what they're doing. You know, they are practicing to hold a down and leave the distractions alone. And I walked very far away from them at this time. Was also one of the first times that I walked this far away, because that's also another distraction. Naturally they would want to follow me, but they had to stay, and they did fantastic. I repositioned the dogs to a different part of the park, because again, I want them to know how to do this at anywhere, any place. So I don't just practice in one spot all the time. I will rotate and teach them to stay in different parts of the park and pretty much anywhere. And I'm also gradually increasing the level of distractions by walking farther away from them, throwing the ball more in front of them. And you see all the distractions. If you look in the back, you see all these other dogs. And remember, these are young puppies. They are curious. They are naturally inclined to go check it out. You know, anything that moves, anything that smells, like they want to go and explore naturally, because that's what dogs and puppies do. But here they are practicing on holding a down, and they are doing really, really good. Now, what you're witnessing here is me trying to walk them in the positions that I chose for them. And Athena is always trying to get closer to me, because naturally she likes to be really close to me. So when I ask her to be on the farthest to my left, away, you know, with the three dogs in between us, she does find that very difficult to do, because again, she wants to be like as close to me as possible. So you saw me redirecting her over and over again as we went, because it's going to be harder for me at first, but I know it's going to pay off in the long run, because she will learn to just stay in whatever position I put her in when we're walking. And that makes it so much easier, because if I have 6 dogs and every single one of them wants to be as close to me as possible, and they keep switching places between each other just to get closer to me, that would be very distracting and nearly impossible for me to walk them in a pack setting.
I'm gonna go from behind them again.
No, you can say that.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to teach you to stay. I know she's a distraction, but seriously. Look. Stay.
Here you guys can see just exactly how great they're doing with all these dogs running in front of them and they are not moving at all. This is really fantastic. I'm very proud of them. Also, you guys hear another person telling her dog to stay. That is just someone else practicing with her puppy. It has nothing to do with me and my dogs in this training. Bleib. Shh. Hey. No.
That's so funny. I'll decline it.
Tongues out at you.
They're hot.
Oh.
Just because of the sun.
Do you train? Are you?
Yeah, I'm a dog trainer.
Do you have a charge, or what do you? How do you work?
The problem with some of these dog parks is that they are very dirty and dusty. So as soon as I got home, I had to bathe my 3 puppies. Luckily, my puppies are so calm and obedient that I can literally just put all 3 of them together in the tub and bathe them all at the same time. And it's like so easy because they don't move at all. They literally just let me shampoo them, blow dry them afterwards, all that stuff, like super easy. There's no crying, scratching, trying to get away, nothing. So it makes my life certainly much easier. I'm gonna show you guys the shampoo that I'm using this time because I don't bathe my dogs a lot. I know you guys have probably seen me bathe these particular puppies more than usual, but it's because I'm taking them out a lot to different parks, and when they get super dirty, I bathe them. It's like for my own benefit, keeping the house clean and the car clean, but there's no real health benefit for the dog, like unless they are extremely dirty. But you know, again, it's usually more for the owners, for us, than for the dogs. So I don't even have like one particular shampoo that I use regularly. I just try to go as natural as possible, and whenever I'm going to bathe them, you know, I go and if I need a new bottle of shampoo, I just go and I pick up one. Again, just trying to keep them as natural as possible. Once all that was done, it was time to go to the supermarket and start picking up some fresh, raw meat and bones and organs for my dogs. When you do raw, you need to do variety. So I get chicken, pork, beef, but they also need the bones in them and the organ meat, so that can be like liver, kidney, or something else. But they need to get at least a couple different types of organs, and they need as much variety in meat as possible. So I got some beef liver that you guys see right now. That nasty darker thing right there is called beef liver. I also got some pork, turkey necks, and chicken quarters, leg quarters. The leg quarters are the most affordable part of the chicken, but I don't stick to any particular part of any animal. So I just try to get as much variety as possible. 20 pounds of chicken leg quarters. So chicken leg quarters, guys, is basically the drumstick, which is this part over here, with the thigh. So you can get this for a lot cheaper than what you'd get the drumstick and the thigh individually. So it's smart to get this as a whole. And a big one like this is about 1 pound. So since you don't have to be completely exact when you're feeding your dogs, I use this as a measurement. A good sized chicken leg quarter is going to equal 1 pound. So it helps you determine how many they have. So my dogs will eat about 2 of these in a day if they were to eat just chicken for the day. But you can also feed any other part of chicken, you know, so whatever is on sale. This is pretty much like a stable food that my dogs get because I use this as the main meat that I use, obviously because I have so many dogs and it's just cost efficient. And then, but I also add everything else to balance it out. I also got 2 pounds of beef liver, which is this over here. I'm gonna cut it up and each dog is gonna get a little bit of this. I give it every other day. They do need to get organ meat, which is basically liver, kidney, and there's a couple of other organs that you can find. But you have to give at least 2 different kinds, which are beef and liver are the easiest ones to find because this is an important part of their diet. So that's gonna be in there today. They're also getting some ground meat just to help balance out the bone and meat ratio. So I'm gonna add some of that ground meat in there, which can be anything, and it also does not have to be ground. It's actually better to do like wholesome meat that's not been ground up. And then also I got 2 turkey necks, which are these over here. Just it's a lot of bones with some meat in there, but the bones are very soft. So this is just a good treat. Basically, I'm gonna cut it up and they're gonna have that. And again, just to add to the variety. The more variety my dogs get, the better for them. And then lastly, I also got some pork. So there's some pork butt chops, or whatever you would call them. I forgot what they're called, but they're just some pork. I'm gonna cut it up and they're gonna get some of this. There's some fat in there. You can give it pretty much everything that is in here, guys. They're going to eat everything. So the chicken leg quarters obviously have the bone in there. The drumstick has the thicker bone, and then the thigh over here has softer bones. They eat through there like nothing. Turkey neck is going to have bone, and then everything else is boneless. So it will help balance it out. I'm going to put this in the bowl for them, and I'll be right back with you guys. Last touch, I'm gonna put a little bit of organic apple cider vinegar. Just a little bit here, a little bit for each dog. Okay, so this is just a good supplement, this particular type of apple cider vinegar, and I'm gonna go over everything that is in here, guys. So we put the meat that I showed you guys, so the chicken leg quarter, 1 for each one of the dogs, and then they're also getting a big slice of pork, which is this here on the left, and this one here. Then this amount of beef liver, so each dog has the beef liver. Now this weird stuff in here is the only thing that I get that is not like whole. It's actually slightly processed, and this is called green tripe. So this is I get from chewy.com. Green tripe, look it up. It's just a really good stuff for your dog. Really good enzymes in there. So it's very beneficial for your dog to have. Then we got the ground meat, again, to balance out how much meat per bone ratio. We have a raw egg, whole raw egg in there for the dogs. A great supplement and really good for your dogs as well. And then what else? Lastly, we have the coconut oil. So this is a spoon of organic coconut oil, which is also a great supplement for your dog. So the coconut oil and the apple cider vinegar is going to be great for their coat, digestion. Actually, even it helps with so many things, even helping keep fleas away naturally, and helps with the joints. There's a lot of different benefits. So everything that I'm talking about here, you guys can research and get more information, but all this is really healthy for your dogs. Now it's time to call them in and feed them. Okay, so to sum it up, you start with just plain chicken until your dog is adjusted to the new diet. You're going to be able to tell that they are adjusted to the new diet by watching their poops. Once they adjusted to the new diet, you're going to start adding new varieties of meat. The more variety you add, the best. You can start small and slow, but you can continue to add more and more. Once they adjust to the raw diet, you can switch it up every single day. The key is to feed them a balanced raw diet with bones, organ meat, and meat. And obviously the supplements that I showed you guys. You can also add some other supplements to make sure that they're getting all the nutrients they need. But basically it's going to be about 80% meat, 10% bones, 10% organ meat, And that's it. It's pretty simple. Start easy, and then as you get more comfortable, you add on to it. Also, your dog only has to adapt to the raw diet if they have been conditioned to kibble. Otherwise, puppies naturally are interested and love the raw diet. This is it for today's video. Let me know if you guys still have any questions. Just comment them in the comment section. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll answer any other questions you guys may have. Bye.